Have you ever wondered, what is the divine really? Well, in this video, I'm going to lay it out. The essential nature and activity of the divine from the Non-Dual Śaiva Tantric perspective. And this is from my studies of Tantra Illuminated, specifically chapter 12 by Christopher Hareesh Wallace. So if you've ever wondered what is the divine, and not in theory, but in the felt sense, the part of you that intuits something sacred pulsing in and through your life, even if you don't quite have the words for it. And that's because words are approximation. You'll never have the words for it. It's trying to describe the color red to someone who's blind. It's impossible to put into words the truth of lived, felt, embodied, perceived experience. So if you've ever felt that everything is somehow connected, or maybe you've enjoyed the time and timelessness of being with a lover, so lost in one another, it's as if you got stranded in a portal for those few moments, time ceasing to exist. Well, you're not alone. For years, I sought out spiritual highs, yoga classes, meditation retreats, trekking across the world, medicine journeys, all searching for something more. And when I found Tantra, and the more I got into it, specifically Non-Dual Śaiva Tantra, it was like something finally was being handed a map of the territory I'd always lived. And starting to understand more and more of it, the more I delve deeper into these teachings. And this week in the collective has been an exploration of the essential nature and activity of the divine. And it's not what many of us were taught. So what do we mean by the term divine, the divine, God, spirit, whatever word you want to attach? In the non-dual tantric view, the divine is not something distant, not a being in the sky. In Tantra Illuminated, Hareesh describes it as one vast luminous consciousness, called by many names: Shiva, Hridaya, the vibration, the bliss of awareness, the word, the nameless one, just to name a few. My favorite, I think, is Hridaya, the heart. That really speaks to me, that one. Each of these names is an attempt to capture the ungraspable, to give a doorway through which your own inner knowing can recognize itself. And here's the revolutionary bit. That divine reality is not separate from you. According to Abhinavagupta, the great tantric sage, God is nothing more and nothing less than the unbounded light of consciousness, reposing in innate bliss, endowed with the powers of will, knowledge, and action. It's quite a lot to digest there. Okay, that means the divine is free, utterly independent and sovereign, svatantra in Sanskrit. And because you're not separate from that, your deepest nature is also free, blissful, whole. Your deepest nature is blissful. When that landed, or began to land properly for me the first time, it really shifted something for me. It's this idea that if there wasn't anything obscuring it, I'd be feeling blissful in any moment. Spiritual practice then isn't about becoming divine. It's about remembering that you already are, peeling back the layers that prevent you from seeing it, from reposing in that sense of bliss, from enjoying that gift of freedom. For me, this teaching has been deeply supportive and continues to be. Healing, some might say, nourishing, others might suggest. I get it. It's hard sometimes. For me, to accept that I'm already enough, that I already am that which is divine, especially when life tries to knock me back down after I get back on my feet. I think Chumbawamba said it best. But I've been saying this week, one step forward, two punches back. That has been my tall tale that I've been saying to myself this week, as well as to those who've been kind enough and willing to hear me. That doesn't need to be the story I tell, though. And this is part of rewriting that. This teaching encourages me. It reminds me that every time I pause, breathe, and simply feel into my being, accepting what is as proof of life unfolding in my favor, that I'm tasting God. Shiva gets what Shiva wants. This teaching is helping me show up to the messiness of life with more compassion for myself. Anyone else? Their own harshest critic? More compassionate to others than they are to themselves? If so, let me know in the comments. I appreciate your honesty. This teaching reminds me that even in my confusion, that is consciousness expressing itself. That it's okay. It's all God. That even my pain has its place in the dance of the divine. For God so loved the world, she became it. And that shift in view from seeing myself as a seeker to seeing myself as an expression of the sacred, it continues to change things. Not that it's, blasted me into completely different reality, but it continues to erode the stories that are preventing me residing in the reality that I want to embody. It helps me stop grasping for the problem and relax into the solution. So what does God actually do then, I hear you ask? Well, in this view, the divine is not static. Its essential activity is creation and dissolution, the play of manifesting and unmanifesting the universe, bringing everything into being and then dissolving it again. Every object, every being, all of it, you, me, is an expression of consciousness flowing into form. And not just objects out there. You, as a subject, are also an embodiment of that same divine light. The difference, as a subject, you carry the unique gift of self-reflection, Vimarśa in Sanskrit. More on Sanskrit. Head there. This is the ability to be aware of being aware, to turn inward and remember your true nature. This is that moment, Śaktipāta, the descent of power, where our perception, our awareness stops being so outward and shifts to become inward, to end that cycle of suffering and to return to that enjoyment of life. This is why practice matters, not to escape life. Tantra is not a transcendental path, it is an integrative path. It's about how you can live life aligned rather than try to transcend it by escaping into meditation, into drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it might be. To engage with life in all of its messiness and all of its delight with the awareness that you are life, that you are the divine, waking up to itself, knowing itself through your unique perspective, that it might enjoy itself a little bit more. If any of this has landed for you, even just a modicum, if it resonates, if it's something in your body that knows it to be true in the way that it did for me when I first became introduced to these teachings, you're not alone. And this is what we explore in the Aligned Living family, how to live from this view, embody this truth, and remember the sacred in every step. For the curious, natured individuals watching, yes, you, I see you. There's a quiz linked in the video description to help you integrate what we've explored today. Very light, very breezy. It's a beautiful way to help deepen your understanding and let it absorb at a level that is beyond this dialogue. Once you complete the form, if you're wanting the answers, they'll be emailed to you as well, and you'll be added to our community newsletter. So you can receive future teachings, resources, and invitations, as well as things we have coming up, or couples contact massage retreats. So if you're looking for a spiritual home that honors your experience, your body, and your innate divinity, an invitation to join. And to remember to recognize that you are not separate, you are not lacking, you are already that. Thank you for joining, and see you soon. Stay hydrated, folks. Keep drinking. It's good for you, promise.